Hello everybody, that Runabout here, and welcome to the race day vlog for the Chiltern Invitational 10k. Now, this is the potential final race of the year. I'm not quite sure. We might have one more, so do stay tuned for that. Although, based on my recent, history of when I upload the vlogs compared to when I've uploaded the full race video, you will already know if I have done that one extra race that I don't know if I'm doing or not. But at the very least, this is my last title defence of the year. So I did win this race in 2023. So it was at... Oh, where is it? It was at Great Missenden. So that was a... excuse me. That was... I was trying to use the Instago 2 that Keith let me have. Well, no, I bought it off him. But he... Well, it just stopped sort of working at that point. It was only recording about 10 minutes worth of footage, and it recorded most of it in the back pocket of my running shorts. So didn't get much footage on that day, but we've got an Instago 3. We're all good. We're all rocking and rolling now with the higher quality content at the very least. So yes, to this race this year is at Wendover Woods, which... Again, I don't think it's featured on the channel just yet. I have raced there a few times. I've done Ridgeway Relay, I've done the park run there, and I've done a couple of Chris Bradley's just the one race went through there once, his Chiltern Ridge 50k. So he will be probably on the channel again at some point in the future, perhaps when I do put my first ultra on the channel. Obviously, the gap between the last one that I did and now is quite a big one, so something to look into, perhaps, in the future. But we'll probably stick to the roads again for at least one more year, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, with that, let's get right into the drive there, shall we? Join me on the warm-up, and warm is what I'll need to be, because it is, well, now I'm down here it's not that bad, but it's heckin' windy up in the car park, so I'm really not sure what to wear, because I've got my thick hat on now. I've only got 2 layers on the top half, and I can still feel the wind. I've only got me racing shorts for the bottom half, so it's that or nothing. So I might go for a layer underneath the race vest, which I don't often do, but this might just be a day that calls for it. Gonna keep the gloves on, probably keep a buff on, because that's an easy thing to take off. I'm just going to turn around actually. I don't want to be doing too much climbing down there for the warm-up. It's just gone past, coming up to 25:2. There's a race briefing at 10:2, and then the race starts at 11. So got another 10 or so minutes to warm up, then 5 minutes to panic. And by that I mean get changed. I'm assuming he's going to do the race briefing in the little cafe. I'm not sure, he might do it by the start line. So, better to have all my kit on and ready. And then yeah, race sets off at 11. Said to be 10k with about 750 foot climbing. We'll see if that's true. I mean, it's Wendover Woods, there's definitely going to be a lot of climbing. And to be honest, I've got no idea where we're going. So, yeah, just a bit of a fun one, you know. Be nice to win. To perhaps retain the title. but it's probably going to be a slightly stronger field than last year. With well, there was one guy that won one of the 50Ks in 3 hours and 6 or 7 minutes, which I'd like to think if I was to do an all-out 50K, that'd be the sort of time I'd be doing. So if they're here, then we might have a good race on our hands. But essentially the plan is hold tight for the first 5K, and then if I feel good, push on, and if I don't, hold on. Simple as that, really. And yeah, need to get a few drills and that in. Heart rate's way too high, as per usual. And yeah, let's get on with it.
Designed to be that way. You know, it is deliberate. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be fun. And it's only 10k. So in a minute, we're going to walk down to the start-finish line, providing it's and we are going to set you up. Now, I would like to do this in a way where at the start, on the left-hand side of the start gantry, I would like the men, and on the right-hand side of the start gantry, I would like the women. So I don't want the start just lined with men like it sometimes is. We want to celebrate the fact that we've got lots of women running here today as well, and we want to let them be at the front as well as everyone else. So make sure that we have a divide down the line, and then once you start, you have a beautiful long downhill stretch for a good 1.5 kilometres. You will see a couple of marshals. The marshals will tell you where to go. When you see Mark, you know who Mark is. That is the start of the first hill. Just follow the directions that the signs show you. They are very clear, very obvious. They are all orange. There are also lots of orange ribbons, but predominantly all the turnings are marshals, and you just need to follow their direction. There are a couple of times where the course comes back on itself, where you finish slightly different loops. So just be mindful that occasionally the real fast runners may see some of the runners a little bit further in the pack. That's absolutely fine, that's normal. Just follow the signs in front of you. There is another challenge that we've set out. There's a hill called the Snake. If you know the Snake, it's horrible. It's pretty hilly, and we've got a timing box on the bottom, we've got a timing box on the top. So just a bit of fun. Fastest person up that hill wins a little prize. So we'll see who that is. My record on that hill is 3 minutes 15 seconds. So try and beat that. I'm quite impressed. Last thing to say, if there's any sort of emergency, I know a lot of you won't be running with phones. If you have got a phone, you see an emergency, please call it in to the number that's on your bib so we can come out and we can help. We've got our medical team here that are going to be based at the start and finish. If we need to respond to something, we will. So just be mindful of that, and if you do see a runner that needs help, please give them the help. Alright, are we ready? Yeah, fantastic. Right, let's go to the start, let's get this done.
Right, hold that for a second.
It's serious.
Showtime.
Showtime. 3 minutes 15.
That's what you mean, that'd be 2 minutes.
You say that was his record?
Yeah. Right. See you in about 40 minutes. Give or take. Yep. I was a bit annoyed. I did parkrun yesterday, and we were in such a rush. I didn't get a chance to check it, and I was recording portrait.
Oh no.
So it's still done, but it just looks a bit. crap. Whatever. Don't need that.
If you win today, turn around and watch them come in. Yeah.
Well, this only lasts 45 minutes. It lasts 45 minutes out of the clip.
Well,
so.
you only get one other person.
I've got my plans. I've got my tactics. No, St Albans are quick. Normally. I like on it.
Got big plans for next year.
We'll see. We've got work. I've got work to sort out first. If they,
Not complete slicks by now.
I wore these last year.
Yeah, no, I remember. I always take the bicycle cars. Like everyone says after like 3 runs, they're just smooth.
Yeah. I've got a black pair. I was like, shall I bring those today? I'm like, no, that's.
If you just get yourself to the front, we're going to start in 11:04, which is in about 1 minute's time. Okay, so we're going to go in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
What an amazing mate, absolutely amazing.
Right, just on a very chilly cool down, and yes, the rain has just started, unfortunately. Well, it was raining a little bit during the race, but it held off for the most part. And yeah, we got a dub. It wasn't easy, to say the least. Certainly a slightly higher standard than last year. I think I still got about 1 minute 40 gap in the end, something like that. Yeah, and I mean, you saw it here first. That hill of 1.5 miles. Good God, Chris is a nasty bugger, ain't he? I do love you, man. Yeah, hands and knees, all fours sort of stuff. Yeah, I miss. It almost makes me love trail racing again. Don't tell that to any of the club Whitney road runners as to why I'm not doing cross country. But yeah, it was a very tough race. So much climbing, and obviously you'll have heard at the start Chris was saying something about a segment, Snake Hill, and I didn't actually know where it was because he said there was timing. He said timing mats. So I thought they were going to be actual mats on the floor, but it turns out they were actually like boxes. Like I don't know exactly how they were working, scanning the chips as they went past, I assume. But yeah, where I think the camera was still recording at that point. Where Chris was at the top of that climb was the end of that segment. So if I'd have known, I might have put a bit more gusto in it. But I think it was literally from that first climb, my right hamstring is not happy. I did quite a big sort of, it was sort of similar to the climbing Snowdon. Not that too many people watch that, so please go do watch that. It took me ages to edit. It was just sort of like I was making too much of a big step, so I was just basically just putting too much strain on the hamstring. But you know, held out for long enough. Not got much else planned today. It'll be prize giving is at 12:30. Currently 12:15, so I've got time to get a bit more. A couple of miles in for a cool down. Might try and just edge over 50 miles for the week. I didn't actually have a proper look before I came out as to how many I need to hit 50. Not that I'm that bothered, you know. I'm just sort of taking it out, and November, December, just sort of enjoy myself. You know, still get the runs in, but not be terribly bothered about how far I go, and not necessarily what I do. I'll still do the speed work, but just sort of do it as and when. And I mean, that was something I was going to point out in the warm-up. This is actually sort of my 4th effort this week, having done Tuesday and Thursday. Did hill reps on Thursday in prep for this. Did 3 miles sort of tempo on Tuesday, and then Saturday, which will already be up, but I don't think I'll do a vlog because I didn't really have enough time to do this sort of talking to content to make it a vlog. We did parkrun yesterday, and that was just going to turn around here so I don't want to go too far and get lost. Yeah, I had to do, as we were touring, it was I thought, you know, I might as well try and at least try and get first place. And yeah, with that wind yesterday, it was made a lot more difficult. So if I'd have done less hard work this week, could I have gone faster? Probably, but I got a gap. So the tactics went out the window pretty early on, as you saw. I mean, that guy that was eventually second, he absolutely shot off on that downhill. I'm like, oh, not even I'm that quick on the downhill. I ran 4:55 for that first mile. And then yeah, just that little, obviously you might have seen it already. I caught him up on the first bit of the climb, and then I went past him on the really steep bit, and the rest was sort of history really. Gap just sort of kept on growing. Tried to look back a couple of times just to see if I was being gained on by him or indeed anyone else, and yeah, I wasn't, so can't complain. And yeah, I think it'll be on to the prize giving now.
Everyone has really put in an amazing performance. Like, bear in mind that everyone that's turned up today was invited, they qualified by running a fast time somewhere else. So if you put yourself against, 1,000 other runners, you're all in the top 100 pretty much. You're all top 10%. So, be proud of yourself for getting around on that course and putting in a good time wherever you finish. Top 3 women all went under 50 minutes. So first of all, we've got Jo Deere in third. So Jo, come down. Okay, so in second and taking the award for Queen of the Snake is Natasha Manson. Well done. Okay, so Natasha's getting second place award, first in your age category, and Queen of the Snake. So that's not a bad performance, well done. Please sit, and here we go, second position. Well done. Well There we go. Okay. So just to say, between first and second woman was just 31 seconds. So it was a pretty tight battle all the way through. But yeah, Hannah Norman took the win. Hannah Norman ran that. Well done, congratulations. And you don't get an age category, you're too young for that. Okay, so that's the top 3. We'll come to the age categories in a minute. So that's the top 3 women. So the top 3 men. So all 3 top 3 men have one runaway. No, Joe, you haven't, have you? You've come so close. You've been on the podium. Archie, have you won a race?
Yeah, it's possible.
You've won a half marathon.
Mine were longer though.
Yeah, exactly. You've run 50k twice. So, and Matt's won Chiltern Ridge and sort of came second and third or fourth.
Yeah, second and fourth.
Yeah. So unbelievable runners in general. It's a privilege to have you run with us. So guys, thanks so much for being part of it. So yeah, Jacob's run 2 50Ks with us in the last 8 weeks or so. North Chiltern's 50K, Chiltern Ridge Winter, on the podium for both of them and on the podium today. So well done, you're in third. Congratulations. Nice one, well done. Do take one of those as well. Okay, so your time, 42 minutes, 26 seconds, which is unbelievable. Archie, you were 41 minutes 15, which again is just an unbelievable time. So okay, and dipping under the 40-minute mark, unbelievable. Returning champion from the Chiltern Hills Invitational last year, our winner, Matthew Locke. And King of the Snake as well. I think Matt's time, your snake time was 2 minutes 41, which you ought to check that on Strava. That isn't far from best ever. We'll check that out.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful stuff. So there's your top 3 men, your top 3 women. To the age categories. So, and I always think the V40 is unbelievably competitive in general, but our V40 winner in the men was Niall Hutchinson. Is Niall still there?
There we go. Yeah.
And one of those as well. We didn't have a V70 in the end, so if anyone's over 70 and wants to go and run 10k, you can grab it. Okay, so V40 in the women was Natasha, so well done. So V50 for the women was Naomi Lund. Oh. And yeah, no V60s in the women or V70s, so those are open for next year. And then back to the men, so our V50 man is Cole Dolkin, yeah. Right, and then let's round things off with our V60 in the men. No. That's it. Well, guys, that concludes the prize giving. Just a massive thank you from me to all of you to supporting Runaway Racing this year. Most of you have been at many events, and it's just so nice to see all your kind of smiley faces at the start of events. When I'm feeling super stressed about everything, it's nice seeing you guys turn up. So, yeah, thanks very much, and maybe see you next year.
So that will do it for the Chiltern Ridge Invitational race day vlog. Yeah, retained the title, and what a lovely little title it was in terms of the actual physical trophy, as you saw there with Chris. Yeah, nice little one. I hope he does more like that. It will certainly incentivise me to do more of his races in the future. And also claiming the King of the Snake, got the segment record as well. Not overall, not on Strava. I did have a look, but on the day, I was the fastest there. Again, maybe something to, as I said, in the prize giving there, perhaps something to go back to in the future and have a little pop at. Not that I haven't got enough segment records as it is, but you know, maybe one of those things. So I would like to, of course, once again thank Chris for all of his hard work. I know he's put on loads of races this year. I would recommend checking him out and Runaway Racing as a whole. It's a bit east of Oxfordshire. Most of it's sort of in the, well, where he lives. He now lives in Wendover. So it's in sort of Wendover, Tring, you know, near the Ridgeway. So it's not too bad. You get plenty of good trails out there. He hasn't organised any road races because I don't think he likes them, to be honest. But yeah, something for perhaps some of you watching to have a look at in the near future as well. And of course, thank you to all the volunteers on race day as well, including Susanna, who put that. I had that little clip in after mile 5. just before mile 6, and then Chris recording me finishing as well. I also, God, he does a lot, doesn't he? I need to thank him for recording me finishing as well. Not that he knew at the time, but my camera had actually ran out of charge by the finish. So it was a good job he was recording the finish. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had that nice little shot of me going past him. I mean, he was certainly good incentive to chase in any case, even if he hadn't had that footage as well. So yes, thank you to all of those guys for making a fantastic event today. And yeah, we'll definitely go back next year to redefend the title. But there will be plenty more titles to defend and potentially win back in the 12 months before. So stay tuned for those. So if you did enjoy, please do like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And until the next one, trust the process. Bye.